Hi everyone, my name is Shawna and I'm part of the Heart Hope Faith community, and this is Testimony Tuesday. So today I want to tell you about a testimony just showing God's goodness, His sovereignty over our lives, and His guiding hand. And just also He gives us the desires of our hearts. So quick context, I studied abroad for my undergrad in Canada and for my master's in the UK. Both situations, God provided miraculously. We had $0. I have $0 to pay for any of these things. And God, in miraculous ways that just blew our minds, He just continued to blow our minds. And He made a promise that He would always make unusual provision for my life. Sorry for that. Anywho, so fast forward to here. Finished my master's, moved back to Canada a year ago exactly. And I spent the whole year just wondering, should I stay? Should I go back? Should I stay? Should I go back? My supervisor had spoken to me at my graduation saying, you really should come back because I did extremely well, all thanks to God at Oxford. She also acknowledged that I understand if you don't come back because I don't know how you would pay for it. To pay for a PhD at Oxford is some next level, and you don't qualify for many scholarships here because you're not UK citizen. She also pointed out that there was one scholarship I really qualified for, but it's not a scholarship to set your hopes on because people don't really get it. It's very hard to get, very prestigious. She made a big thing of it, and I was like, cool. That's God's key to me that I don't need to come back to Oxford. Released. But I remember toying with the idea because I really felt like I wasn't finished the work in Oxford. Did I want to stay in Oxford? No. So I came back to Canada, lived my life, went back to working and everything, spent the whole year being indecisive. Eventually, I chose U of T. After praying, going back and forth, I chose U of T because there were just so many things weighing against Oxford. And U of T made me a quick offer. Guys, by the time I finished working it out, it was neat. I loved it. It was great. And I felt like this is wonderful. Nothing in my life ever works out so neat, so nicely in a box. I should have known from them. Choose U of T, got to the orientation, open the people them pictures, all kind of things. Living in peace, not really with myself, but I mean, like, I have to choose what's best for me, right? That's what I kept telling myself. Eventually emailed my Oxford professor and said, thanks for taking the time, thanks for really considering me and think I'd be a good candidate, but I have to give up this offer because the cost of it and the other many factors and logical good factors that were weighing against Oxford. I thought that would be the end of it. I never expected anything after that. And then, so lo and behold, the next morning I wake up and see an email. Don't check your emails at 4 a.m. So I see this email from the professor saying, are you sure? Guys, this was the beginning of the end. So she's saying, are you sure? I think you should wait. Somebody saying wait for. But anyway, she said, I think you should wait. At least wait to see if you get any scholarships. But I'm saying, what scholarship? Cool. So I go on really going on with my U of T plan. And then I remember one day just feeling so uneasy, guys. I thought I was so settled with it. So uneasy. And I messaged my best friend Crystal and my sister Tonya, and I was saying, guys, something is up. I'm so uneasy tonight. I can't sleep, all of this. So I got up and I started to pray and worship and read my Bible. Reading through Joshua at that point, and the verse I was at was Joshua chapter 4. They had just crossed the Jordan. And they were recounting what the Lord did. And the verse said, the Lord your God did to the Jordan what He had done to the Red Sea when He dried it up before us until we had crossed over. He did this so that all the peoples of the earth might know that the hand of the Lord is powerful, so that you might always fear the Lord your God. Guys, when I read it, I knew that I had made the wrong choice. I knew that God was speaking to me so clear. It seems so simple, but I knew that God was saying, it says what he did to the Jordan, what He did to the Red Sea. I knew that the Red Sea was the situations before, my academics before, how God paid miraculously for it. And He wanted to work in my life again like that. He wasn't going to settle for a plan that I could get the glory for, that I could manufacture and make neat and perfect. There was no glory to be given to God. I could have worked that out. And so I knew God was going to smash those plans because so that the earth might know that the hand of the Lord is powerful and that I would always fear the Lord my God. So of course, the next morning after all this heartache, I get an email. You have been awarded the Clarendon Scholarship. Guys, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was so frightened because I knew what a big scholarship that was and how prestigious it is and how it's only based on academics and they only give it to the brightest minds. That's the definition of the scholarship. It's for the brightest minds at Oxford. And so, honestly, that's all God, because no. So when I saw it, I was so frightened, and then I knew it was God, because then I emailed my professor and she said, yes, I nominated you for it, but that didn't mean I would get it. She was in shock and over the moon, couldn't believe that it actually came through. And so it didn't take long for me to figure out that God was saying, this is what I'm doing. In closing, the one thing that he reminded me of was when I was a little girl and Ian Boyne used to come on Sunday evenings. I remember when he used to interview all these great people, and I would think, if I could ever get a scholarship, God. I don't think I'd ever said it to anybody, but I always thought that that's one thing I don't think I could ever attain, to get a scholarship. And for somebody else, that might have seemed like a small thing. He reminded me of that he remembered that little prayer when I was a little girl, maybe 7 or 8, thinking if I could only, but I could never. And how he honored it to this day, and how he ordered my footsteps and trumped all of my plans, that whatever plan I had in my heart, he was the one who brought it to its fruition. So that's my quick testimony, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. Love you all. Mwah.